he's back at home and he's like calling the Air Force and they're not available. So he's like, I'll call back later. Or they can call me back later. So then Amy's wife comes in and she's all mad and she's standing like this. She's like, do you know how many bars I went to? How many motels? Because what happened is he said in a telegram that he and Ed were going to like be like at this place at 12, but then they weren't there. And he was like, wait a minute, I wrote down that Ed and I were going to be there in the telegram, so I'm going to look at it. And he goes to the telegram and it's not there. There are a few problems with this episode. And one of them is
great.
It's so good. But that's not a problem though. The problem is that you can't see the telegram. I wish that you could just see the telegram and see that it doesn't say Ed and I. That would make it better. And she doesn't know Ed. And he's like, she's like, who's Ed? Who's Ed? And he's like, sweaty, crying.
He crashes, goes at the house and thinks it's all a gag.
Wait, there's more.
Like, what?
Yeah, remember, because what happens is the Air Force people call back and they don't know who Harrington is. So he immediately assumes that it's a practical joke. I don't think he actually assumes that it is. That's what he wants it to be. He's like, this is a gag, isn't it? This is a well thought out practical gag, isn't it? So then he jumps the fence and goes over to the bar.
He smashes through the doors because he can't get them
It's so sudden. Because the bar's closed and he's like, Harrington. And then all of a sudden, here's another super small problem. What happens is he's like, ah! And then he jumps through it in a very sudden cut. And that's another glass break. Another glass break. Another glass break. Another glass break. There's a glass break. And then he's like, there's no one there, obviously. Because it's closed. And he knocks down the stairs. And he's like,
the flashback is over.
The flashback is over. And he's back in the hospital. And he's like, I guess, he says then he ran down the street and he heard some burglar alarms. And then he's there. And Harrington is just like, Gart is just like, I don't know, Harrington. It's just an illusion or something.
And
he's like,
Harrington was not an illusion.
And then the camera's like, ooh.
And then,
so his eyelashes look weird.
And then,
this is weird.
And then,
this is really weird. I don't belong here.
Yeah.
And then here's another problem. He looks in the mirror, and I think what's supposed to happen is that he doesn't see his reflection. Maybe that's what's supposed to happen.
Think so.
Because we see his elbow. But I will give it the benefit of the doubt and say, that's not what happened. His elbow is supposed to be there. But who knows? And then he's running and he's like, I don't want it to happen, I don't want it to happen. And he says the same thing that Harrington said. He's like, I don't think I belong.
The guy who he's talking to, I think it's Clegg or whatever.
He's talking to Gart.
And it goes out and
because Harrington.
Where's my friend?
Forbes runs out and then he runs out of the room, runs down the hallway, and then Gart, he comes out and he's like, wait! And the hallway is empty.
Yeah, it's so creepy.
Spooky! And then a nurse comes out and he's like, what? And then they go back and there's only one hospital bed in the room. And he's like, Gart is so tall. It's
creepy. And then he gets all scared of everything. He's like, oh my god. He's like,
because he sees that in the newspaper it says lone spaceman instead of two spacemen.
And then he freaks out. So then the nurse, she talks to the nurse, and the nurse is like, you need a doctor.
Yeah, and so she goes to get a doctor. And here's the second great thing I noticed is that she comes back with a doctor, but it's for a different reason. She goes to get the doctor, then she comes back with the doctor, but it's for a completely different reason.
It's that the room
is empty. And he's like, this will be great for the malaria patients. And then the last shot is of the hangar where the airplane was, and then it's empty.
Yep.
And that's the end of the episode.
Whatchamacallit, Rod Sterling does a little thing that says, this never existed. So, if you ever mention...
three spacemen. Forbes.
Only talk about it.
Speak softly of them. And only in the Twilight Zone. Wait, what are you doing?
The end. I'm gonna. Oh, that's right. We gotta do reviews.
Oh my gosh. We're missing because we're halfway done and he just leaves. What is going on? What is going on?
Okay.
What is going on? Alright, so another thing I noticed that I noticed before, I forgot to mention, is when he's looking in the bar mirror, Harrington, he's like, I think the first thing he sees, we never see it, but I think it's that he's like not in the mirror because he looks at the mirror and he's like, then that's when he drops his glass. So how do you like it?
I think I give it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. It's
and Joe gives it an 8 out of 10. Come on, Joe. Why'd you have to give it a low rating?
His vote doesn't count because he is a puppet.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Joe, but you don't count. So, 10 out of 10. Why?
Because it was just like a perfect episode. I mean,
so good.
You can't have something completely perfect, but not much went wrong. It was great.
Yeah, it was so good. There are so many good things about it, like how it never says why they start disappearing.
I like how they did it in a flashback, not just like. Yeah. All right, how would you give it?
How also, why do you think they disappeared? How? Because they vaguely mentioned like something doesn't want us to be here. Something or someone, like they went. Let's just imagine what happened. So they go. They go on the place, the planet, and they are gone off the radar for 24 hours. Then they come back, and they all get this weird feeling, and they disappear. I think this is what happened. Aliens are up there, and they're like, "Whew, no sir, are you coming up here?" So they wipe their memories and like do something to them that makes sure that they disappear in time and they have to live through this pain. And then they go back down and they're like, everything's good. And then they all disappear. And it's all really bad for them. Also what I love, the last thing you ever see of Harrington is just him doing that weird face, like off to the side.
Alright, so what did you give it?
I'm gonna give it, well, I want to talk about it more.
Darn it.
I guess there's not a lot to talk about it.
Day.
You should really see this episode. I love it. This is my, man, I'm so sad because I gave a 10 to walking distance, and this episode, well, don't want to spoil it, but I'm gonna give it a 10. And those are two, like I might give a 10 to only like 3 or like 4 or 5 episodes total, and it's so sad that these two, have come so early. But I'm gonna give it a 10 because it's good. Might be the best episode in the series. We'll see. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.